So I just finished my Korean lesson in the morning. So I'm signed up to a course for 3 hours every morning. Today we had a test, and it's no exaggeration to say I got about 3% on the test. The entire test was in Korean, and I only really learned to read it last week, and then like the week before last, and then last week we did all the grammar, like past, future, present, lots of other stuff as well. So went quite quick. I think it's going to take a bit of time to sink in, but hopefully we'll get in basically. So this week we're doing numbers, so I think I'm going to have to repeat last week's like in a couple of weeks time, so we'll see how it goes, but numbers seems a lot easier. Korean in general, it's quite logical, but there's a lot of pronunciations difficult, and at the moment we have to wear masks in the class as well, so you can't see what people's mouths are doing. And the other people in the course as well are, I'm definitely the worst person, let's say. It's a beginner's class, but the other people there, one guy's been there in Korea already for 9 months, and there's another couple of people who seem to already be quite obsessed with Korean culture, so they already listen to a lot of music and watch a lot of things. There's quite a lot of parks around as well, which I like to see. So there's a lot of like outdoor workout equipment right next to kids play park. Well, not necessarily kids play park. I think I could play in that as well. If you know me, I'll probably be climbing all over it. And here actually it seems like there's adults. There's like a woman over there on the swing. Everyone just kind of chilling, which is quite nice. It's really nice, yeah, the trees as well. So sometimes I'll spend hours looking at food blogs, but other times I'll just walk in somewhere, and found this place, Busan, a themed place. Don't know exactly what the things are, but I think, well, my Korean's good enough to know the bottom one says kimchi something. Kimchi daegubbap. So I ordered that, and it's come out, looks really good. So digging into this a little bit more, there's a few hidden surprises. So there's some bean sprout, and then what I actually thought was some sausage, but it's not. It's like a black, like glass noodles, a bit bundled up and then cut up. So really nice. And again with the balance in the food, so you generally, well, a lot of people say that you should have something sprouted, so these bean sprouts, something fermented, it's good for your gut, something raw and green, something steamed, and then you've got all this goodness in here. So yeah, excellent. So I'm just gonna go do my homework in a cafe. See, this one here is ginseng chino, so I'm gonna see what kind of energy boost I get from that. It's really nice and chilled in here. So the ginseng chino is pretty nice. Getting a good little energy buzz from it. They're obsessed with ginseng over here. Actually, when my old housemate used to work for the Korean embassy, and when Boris Johnson was ill last year, he had to translate a letter from the Korean Prime Minister to Boris Johnson, wishing him well, but also sending him a load of ginseng tea bags. So after that, Johnson did make a miraculous recovery, and also the COVID rate is really low here as well, so you do the logical deduction. So I'm on my way to the first person that I've arranged to see when I'm out here. It's a bit busy around here. It's a guy doing calisthenics, bodyweight exercises. About 6 years ago I started training like gymnastic-based strength stuff. I did that for about 3 years. About 3 years ago I stopped doing it. So then I moved on to doing other things. But when I was out here, I realised that this guy, Jeong, is in Seoul as well. So I thought, why not just shoot him a message on Instagram and see if he's doing any sessions. And he said actually he wasn't doing sessions, but he would because of my exceptional circumstances and only being here for a limited time. So he kindly agreed to do some sessions. So I'm going to go to his gym now. He seems like a cool guy to know. And yeah, it's one of the things I think if I lived here, I'd probably be doing this kind of stuff. I mean, it's not something that's exclusive to Seoul or Korea, but why not, eh? Yeah, so I've just finished my session with Dan. He's been giving me an absolute beasting. Thank you, Dan. He's got a really nice studio here. A really nice place to work out. But I've been doing middle splits and some handstands and some pushing work. And yeah, I'm going to be here for the next few weeks doing some sessions. So it's really good. Thank you, Dan. I didn't really get any footage of the session with Dan, but I'm going to try and get some next time. But didn't want to do it really early on because I wasn't sure if he was happy with it. Turns out he was, because I saw a plaque and he's got one of those YouTube silver plaques. He's got 100,000 subscribers, so he's fine to be on camera. And then during the session, I was absolutely screwed. Just put me in all sorts of positions. So hopefully get it next time. And yeah, a bit of a result. I'm his only client at the moment because he said he gave everything up to move. And then he just opened this gym and that studio, and then he wasn't offering classes in English, but I just happened to message him on the off chance, and then so he's taking me on. So really good lesson in just asking sometimes, and sometimes things work out. Okay, so it's not going to be all Korean food all the time. After quite a heavy training session, sometimes you fancy a big dirty pizza. So this one's a New York style, so thin base. I believe they add sugar and oil to the dough so that it can crisp up and get brown in a lower temperature. Anyway, it's enough pizza chat. So just while I remember, when I was in quarantine, for anyone who didn't know, I ate cold food for 2 weeks. So yeah, I drank some pizza quite a lot. It's quite funny, people are drinking in the streets. They've got these tiny little bottles, boozing, cracking them open.